Tzu Chi Humanitarian Center hosts a blessing ceremony to honor the 7th lunar month and to spread positivity. We learn more about Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome and how it can affect a woman's health. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Marilee Shioda. Thank you for joining us. We begin today's program with a series of reports out of the United States. After Hurricane Harvey devastated Jefferson County of Texas, our reporters are providing a bird's-eye view of the disaster areas. Among the flooded cities is Beaumont, which was also impacted by Hurricane Katrina 12 years ago. Tzu Chi volunteers have returned to the city, ready to provide help once more.
Hurricane Harvey has devastated Beaumont and Port Arthur in Jefferson County. 12 years ago, Katrina caused damages in Beaumont, and Tzu Chi volunteers distributed cash cards, helping the affected residents. 12 years later, Tzu Chi's love remains in the city. With the bird's eye view, one sees that the roads are closed and half of the highway is immersed in water. These houses are still in the water and the mud left by the floodwater.
Most recently, we lost our water. The water is not stable yet. It is still fluctuating with pressure. It's not drinkable yet. Our plan is that it will be drinkable very, very soon. But this affects the whole city, and it's just not normal yet.
We want to thank global Tzu Chi volunteers' love for Houston. The Tzu Chi brothers and sisters in Houston really feel for the affected residents because this happened right in our homes, in our backyard.
Fort Bend County, which has been severely flooded, is 30-minute ride away from Tzu Chi Texas chapter. After the roads reopen, Tzu Chi volunteers go to nearby Rosenberg and Richmond to assess the damages.
We couldn't get here from anywhere.
Most of the residents in Rosenberg are underprivileged. They know it floods there, but they can only live there. Some of them do not have the identities to apply for government subsidies.
Having lived in Richmond his whole life, 85-year-old Ireneo Reyes is facing the adversity with optimism.
I live here all my life. I was born 1932. I have to clean this house out. I have to fix them before I can rent them. Last year, it was $47,000. We didn't have the money.
The affected residents can only wait to return home after the floodwater recedes. However, facing the devastation caused by Hurricane Harvey, they still need the help and best wishes of more people out there.
In the United States, after Tzu Chi's Southern Region CEO learned the local airport will set up a shelter for about 500 impacted residents, Tzu Chi volunteers immediately prepared blankets to be delivered. A person with a jet was willing to ship all kinds of relief items, but since the jet had a weight limit capacity, only 80 blankets could be delivered.
After Tzu Chi Dallas chapter learned that the Beaumont Airport will set up a shelter for 500 people, on the following day, the volunteers brought 500 blankets to Dallas Love Field, as a private jet would transport relief items to disaster areas. Bathing goods, sanitary items, and baby's goods are in short supply in disaster areas. Everyone has reached a consensus how to transport them.
Our blanket is total about 1,500.
Yeah, so we'll have to divide it up.
Yeah, and okay.
80 blankets were brought the plane first. The transport coordinator is concerned about other shelters.
And Walnut Hill Recreation Center is the second shelter, so they need help too.
We already sent 160 blankets over there.
The man?
Last Saturday, 7 days ago.
You are the man.
When Sherry knows Tzu Chi volunteers will continue giving blankets and instant rice to the hurricane victims, she became very moved and confident in the recovery of disaster areas.
In response to aid relief, Tzu Chi volunteers plans to host an aid distribution on September 10th for first responders who are also victims of the flooding in Dickinson, Texas. Actually, many of the small towns in the Houston area have not received assistance from many of the large aid organizations, so local residents are moved by this gesture from Tzu Chi. This is Dickinson, Texas, where 70% of the homes were flooded. After the sun came out and waters receded, residents returned home to begin their rebuilding. It's plain to see many of the large furniture which were waterlogged have been set at the curb.
It was a nightmare. We're all trying. Neighbors are helping neighbors. We're all trying to help each other.
You can see the original water line right there. You can see it'll go right through it with no problem. But if we start pulling it out, you know, it just comes right out.
Dickinson is located 40 minutes away from Houston with a population of about 20,000 people. Tzu Chi volunteers visit the mayor once again to map out their disaster relief plan.
Well, first, let me thank Tzu Chi. I was not aware of the organization, and I am so impressed. I mean, you really are the Blue Angels. It's amazing what you guys have done for people all around the world and helping them after a disaster. So we are so blessed that you guys are here.
Many of the police officers are also victims of the flood. When the chief of police heard Tzu Chi's first aid distribution was for the first responders, he was quite moved.
Your first concern was about the first responders. We're worried about our community, our citizens, and saving lives. You come in here and you're worried about us. That's a change, and that's what touched me the most.
Nearby Hitchcock City has yet to receive the assistance they need.
Red Cross said that they would be here in a couple hours. Salvation Army said they'd be here in a couple hours. Well, that couple hours turned into more couple hours. It's big ones, FEMA and Red Cross and Salvation Army still have not came through.
The Hitchcock City Hall was also a victim in this flooding and will be closed for a short while. To help, the mayor of Dickinson is letting her government building to help Tzu Chi host an aid distribution for the two cities' first responders.
Help the helper.
We're here supporting the first responders, giving them confidence, letting them know we are here for them.
To honor the 7th lunar month, DaAi TV held a blessing ceremony during the lunch break, with staff members donating funds to Tzu Chi's international disaster relief.
请将心灯举高齐眉，让我们共同虔诚发愿。
Praying for a disaster-free world, Tzu Chi Humanitarian staff used their lunch break to host a blessing ceremony in honor of the 7th lunar month. As Hurricane Harvey's destruction is still felt in the Houston area, everyone also sends their good thoughts to the victims in hopes of a speedy recovery.
现在此时此刻就是平安的人。
Right now is the time for those living peacefully to help those suffering. Without fortune and blessings in life, we can unite our positivity and do something to help them.
Working as DaAi TV, we receive tons of information each day, and we are fully aware of the rights and wrongs in life. I think this opportunity to unite everyone and gather donations is really about accumulating good thoughts and spreading it out there.
Contributing their good thoughts and warm wishes, staff of the Humanitarian Center donated to the International Disaster Relief Fund.
It's something we can do that's within our power. Using this break at lunch, we can garner blessings and pray for their speedy recovery is really the best.
We are just giving what we can to help those suffering in the world.
This blessing ceremony gathers the love of the center, and through its media influence, staff members hope to spread more compassion and care to create ripples of love. Today we take a closer look at the dangers of polycystic ovarian syndrome. Symptoms of PCOS include rapid weight gain, excess hair growth, irregular menstruation cycles, and infertility. When left untreated, PCOS may lead to endometrial cancer. 3 years ago, a well-known Taiwanese celebrity, Xiao Zhen, suddenly gained 20 kilograms in half a year. The weight was so drastically put on that when going through immigration at the airport, the officers wondered if she was holding a fake passport. She was later diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Actually, the audience knew of my condition, so they are very encouraging to me.
PCOS symptoms include multiple ovarian follicles, irregular menstruation cycles, increase in androgen levels, weight gain, and excess unwanted hair. 30-year-old Li Jiajun suffered from irregular menstruation cycles since puberty, and 8 years ago she suddenly gained a lot of weight.
Once I was wearing a pair of jeans and realized I couldn't button my jeans. When I weighed myself, I realized I had gained some 20 kilograms.
Patients like this produce an excess of luteinizing hormone, which causes their ovaries to make high levels of androgen. This leads to weight gain and unwanted hair growth.
With an overactive male hormones and ovulation irregularity, pregnancy was always hard to come by for Li.
The doctor suggested I take birth control pills to control my menstruation cycle, then take ovulation pills to help stimulate ovulation and time intercourse. We tried for a long time before we got our daughter.
Doctors mentioned that through a sonogram exam, patients with PCOS often show symptoms of multiple ovarian follicles.
Normally, there is only one large ovarian follicle during ovulation, but these types of patients, no matter if they are ovulating or not, will have multiple follicles.
Due to irregularity in their menstruation cycle, if patients don't treat these symptoms early on, it increases the chances of them having endometrial cancer.
The abnormality of the menstruation cycle affects the renewing of the endometrial layer, so over time, it can lead to cancer.
Due to the androgen levels influence, PCOS sufferers often have blood sugar level problems, as well as heart issues. Doctors say besides medicine to control this, those who have PCOS must maintain a healthy body weight to fully alleviate the symptoms. Thailand's national health insurance boasts 99% coverage, with the poor paying just $1 to see a doctor. Thailand's economic development is expected to turn the country into the status of a developed country in the next 20 years. Advancements include medical technology, which are continually improving and will soon be on par with neighboring countries in Southeast Asia. The country is even seeking to learn from Taiwan, which has high medical standards.
My father listened from other people, they are refusing, so he started crying that what will happen with us.
In order to protect the identity of these refugees who have deliberately avoided using their image. In 2017, there are more than 650,000 refugees stranded in Thailand, with more than 500,000 being stateless. Beginning in 2015, Tzu Chi has been entrusted by the UNHCR to hold a free clinic every month to provide assistance to sick refugees who have no other place to go.
I have already gone to the hospital, but it's not very helpful. They haven't been able to treat me. So.
I think we have every medical department because we have nearly 20 doctors who came to help.
Every month, the large clinic services some 600 to 700 patients, which are refugees from many different countries. This is because most Thai people can enjoy the benefits of universal health insurance. Thailand in 2001 began national health insurance with coverage reaching up to 99% of the population, with most paying just $1 to visit a public hospital, which is cheaper than that of Taiwan.
Our health insurance system has 4 aims: health promoting, protecting health, therapy, and rehabilitation. These are the services we want to provide with good quality.
This is Thailand's NHSO 1330 telephone service center, where the general public can get information about the major medical services provided by large hospitals. If one has an opinion or comment they would like to offer, they can call here, as it operates much like a customer service hotline.
Problem with service, you can call, and this is the first-class service.
Thailand's medical development, in addition to the implementation of universal health insurance, is now pursuing better medical quality and higher technical standards. Here, extra measures have been undertaken to allow us to enter and film a surgical procedure in this hospital's operating room. This is the Renaissance system, Thailand's first 3D computer-aided surgery system for minimally invasive surgery with a robotic arm. It is mainly used for spine surgery, and currently more than 20,000 successful surgery cases have been accomplished. 4 years ago, it was introduced to Taiwan's medical community, though it is just beginning in Thailand.
It looks like a soda can, right? Small one.
Dr. Soryuth Chomnavij is the first physician to use this high-tech equipment in Thailand. In February 2017, he also arranged 3 medical staff to study the relevant technology and learn from a hospital in Taiwan to assist in the surgical treatment.
Taiwan has professional skills and technique, which I saw when I studied there. I brought much of this experience and my study back to our hospital.
We study how to operate this equipment, and nurses have to listen to the doctor, who gives guidance to perform this surgery technique.
We first needed to let our nurses understand the work of the system and the work process to understand how this machine performs surgery. Second, the nurses had to study hard and come back to assist our doctors with this work.
In Taiwan, Renaissance system is employed at 4 hospitals with thousands of successful surgeries. And however, Thailand only saw this technology introduced in November 2016 to the first half of 2017. There are only 40 vertebral surgery cases and 2 cases of brain surgery.
Insert the needle. Insert the needle.
Although Taiwan's medical standards are higher than that of Thailand, the latter is making great progress. And in April 2017, it used this robotic arm to complete Asia's first brain surgery.
Most of Taiwan's focus is on the spine, and they have done a good job solving the patient's problems and improving their quality of life.
As Thailand develops, medical standards are gradually taking off. This industry is estimated to be worth $1.9 billion in 2017. This includes equipment such as gloves that are being used in surgery, which accounts for 50% of Thailand's medical exports, which actually come from the Taiwan business.
These machines were developed by us, and later we learned that the materials come from here, so we moved our factory here.
The parent company of Taiwanese businessman Deng Dong-yin's operation is actually Taiwan's largest producer of masks. Because Thailand has a great deal of rubber raw material, he came 3 decades ago to set up a factory which not only serves the domestic market but also does exports. Medical surgical gloves occupy some 47.7% of Thailand's medical products export market, which is valued at $200 million.
Thailand production is not only supplying Thailand, but it's also being sold to Taiwan and neighboring countries near Thailand, like Myanmar, Laos, and Cambodia.
Thailand's medical sightseeing every year attracts 2.5 million patients from Japan and the Middle East. Medical tourism output value of about $200 million, accounting for 40% of this market in Asia.
Thailand hospitals began to transition to take this high-end business to attract those from the Middle East to do health checks, heart surgery, etc. In fact, many hospitals in Thailand are ahead of those from Taiwan in medical tourism.
Thailand's medical tourism industry is different from other Asian countries, as it could be a useful reference for Taiwan. Some believe that Thailand's medical resources are too focused on private hospitals. A doctor-to-patient ratio of 1 to 2,000 shows a serious doctor shortage. In the future, Taiwan and Thailand can continue to have medical exchanges, as there may be more opportunities for cooperation.
Since 2010, the Tzu Chi Foundation has joined hands with a local association in Hualien's Jiawan tribe to promote an alcohol-free campaign. Among the people that benefited from the campaign is Liu Zhongchen. Let's see how being alcohol-free has changed his life around.
然后这个要对准，一定要直。直的话会怎么样？会歪掉，会不稳。
Liu Zhongchen from Hualien's Jiawan tribe skillfully installs the grab bar. He's now creating a safe home environment for the senior. However, 3 years ago, he drank heavily.
I
used to make corrugated roofs and had to climb up to the 7th or 8th floor. I would not be afraid if I drank a little. Since then, I began to enjoy drinking alcohol.
Even after he returned to his hometown, he still could not kick the habit. He even beat up his wife and children after drinking. Fortunately, 3 years ago, he suddenly had an awakening.
I saw people making troubles or breaking bottles after drinking. Some of them even slept on the streets. Then I decided to change and gradually I quit drinking.
Besides Liu's having the will to quit drinking, 8 years ago, Xiuling Tribe Exchange Association invited him to volunteer and care for seniors in the tribe.
It's important to give them things to do. If they did not volunteer and become idle at home, they would think a lot and go drink with their friends.
In addition to the association, Tzu Chi Foundation has also started an alcohol-free campaign in Jiawan tribe since 2010. In 2011, an association to promote tea drinking was formed, helping Liu to firmly quit his drinking habit.
告诉他们，就算不喝酒，大家还是可以一起坐下来聊聊。
We tell them even if they do not drink, they can still sit down and talk about what is on their minds. We can still socialize and have an emotional outlet.
然后让他们彼此有个抒发。
推的时候不要用力，拉的时候用力。
This year, the Tribe Association has implemented Ministry of Labor's Employment Development Plan. Together with Tzu Chi's assistance, a home repairs class was formed to improve the home environment of the community seniors. Therefore, Tzu Chi volunteers have come to teach Liu job skills.
那这种改善就是不断的要陪伴，那陪伴及肯定，然后给他们工作。
To improve, we need to accompany them and give them work opportunities. The association is right in the community. In addition, we come regularly. Working together, we help the people become determined to pursue a better future.
下定决心，最后也有一个更好的人生。
With controlled drinking, Liu's health has improved. After learning the job skills, he has also improved his family relations.
Dad used to drink heavily, and we did not have much to talk about. Now we talk more than before.
Sometimes when I cannot control myself, I would drink iced water or buy beverages. Sometimes I make tea.
For 7 years, Tzu Chi volunteers have accompanied the indigenous people, helping them quit drinking and embrace a brighter future.
To further promote the right mindset for the 7th lunar month in Kaohsiung, Tzu Chi volunteers continued their efforts and hosted a blessing ceremony at Qishan Elementary School. With over 600 people in attendance that night, 447 people signed up to adopt a vegetarian diet. We'll leave you with these images at the end of the program. Thank you for joining us.